Hello everyone. Hopefully you just left my unboxing video and are already here. I told you I'd jump right to it. I was so excited to get this order. Like I said in the other video, that last time I did an unboxing, there was no sound and I was really upset. So when I got out of the shower and stuff and saw that my order had been delivered, I let my hair air dry. I had to go through those beads, y'all, and get the video recorded because I'm so excited. But what we're going to focus on today in this video is one of my two found objects packets that I got from Thunder Horse Descendants, which is owned and run by Brandy in North Dakota by way of Minnesota, because she moved from Minnesota to North Dakota recently. But what the Found Objects Challenge is, you pay $9.30 and you get this little packet of beads. You are to make things like with it. And you're supposed to take a series of 3 pictures. The first one is the kit as it comes, so that they can see everything that's in it. The other 2 are as you're going through the process and you're working and you're whatever, it's snap pictures. And then of course your finished project you want to send to them. So I got 2 of them this month because I missed out on it last month and I was bummed. I'm sorry. My hair right here is driving me crazy. It's because I let it air dry. Or my glasses were doing it. I don't know. Sorry. And so as you know, I'm going to California. So I want to get as many of these videos recorded before I go so that I can send them out, because I was in the midst of a flare-up for the last 10-14 days. And so outside of lives, you didn't get any videos from me. And I'm sorry about that. So I want to make sure that you guys have some, and not just an unboxing, because it's not boring, but it's not as fun as designing, at least for me. Although this unboxing with the Charite, everybody says it's different. I don't know why. But in that order, I was excited. And I'll probably use some with my other Found Objects challenge because it was more purple, but this one is red, and I'm ruminating on a few things for the other one. So let's go ahead and get down to the mat and zoom out so you're not like all up in it. Let me get back so you can see as much of my mat as possible. Okay, here's what we had. These were all connected, and I laughed during the unboxing because I'd never seen them connected like that before, so it was cute. I am getting total Christmas vibes with these because I think that you could like use wire and make like really cute little presents out of these. So some of these may just end up in my stash until I start holidays. I don't know if you guys saw. Hold on. It has started. We're getting things put up, y'all, and I've got stands over here set up. I have to wait for a couple more orders of my little bottles to come in so that I can finish. I'm so excited. Things are going well. I got my little charm box in the mail, and it has 5 drawers, and there are 24 slots in each drawer. That's what I'm going to use for my charms because it's concise, compact. I can pull it out. I can label the front what it is. It's completely, here, I'll show you. Clear acrylic. The only problem is that this top one has the most horrible squeak to it. So I need my honey to fix that. He's going to work on that while I'm gone. So he's the best. Okay, so I have a bunch of these. I think they were in sets of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're in sets of 7. That's weird. That's a weird number to like start/end on. But we have those. I don't know. I really don't know how many of these I'm going to use, you guys, because I frankly don't like them with the rest of the reds. The rest of these reds are more of like a raspberry, blackberry tone. There is the like antique bronze and antique copper. Oh, I'm not up here, guys. Okay. I don't know how many of these little squares I'm going to end up using because, as you can see, these are more cherry red, whereas this is more raspberry, blackberry-ish colors. And then there's the antique bronze. I also have the antique copper, but as I said in my unboxing, until I find out where I can get more of these, I'm not likely to use them because they're gorgeous. The Sheriff Star, Snowflakes, whatever you want. I think Sheriff Stars only have 5 points, but I think. So I think I'm calling this the wrong thing. Anyways, these little spacers here are cute. May end up using those, although they don't really match the size of the beads too much. So the first thing that we're going to do right off the bat is we are going to create some earrings. And I have some antique copper right here. These are going to be easy peasy, you guys. Not a lot needs to be done with these, in my opinion. I think I'm going to put, that does not fit on there. So let's see if this little ball spacer is just too small altogether. Let me see. But I'm going to tug on it pretty good. I might need one more than one spacer on the bottom of each of these. Oh yeah, see how it fell in like that? That's cool. Oh, I might end up using all 6 of these. Oh, you guys. Okay, well, I just got exponentially more excited about these earrings. I don't know that I like it on the bottom of that, though. Okay, so we might be using a little seed bead on the bottom so that that doesn't happen. Because if those fall together like that, they got to be used for something special. I don't like the bottom of that either. Okay, time to go to the stash, ladies and gentlemen. Things are organized in Albado, but they have not all been like split up and like metals, this gemstone, that gemstone, anything like that. Don't have that quite yet. Just not there. Will be shortly. So if I have to go to my stash a lot when I'm like going through the design process, I apologize. Okay, now I have these ridiculously. You see how tiny these are? These itty bitty little daisy spacers. The balls in here are almost bigger than those. And I think those are going to help keep that, hopefully they're not too small to plug up the whole hole, but it also won't draw. Yeah, I like that a lot better. It doesn't draw a lot of attention down. Daisy spacer's just barely big enough to keep that from falling. Let's go ahead and make a little loop here. Oh, these are some good head pins. I was expecting that to be like easier to do. Sorry. I literally
understand. Sometimes things seem simpler than they turn out to be. What exactly were you trying to do? Knowing more about it might help me understand why if
I have no idea why that just happened. Let's go ahead and put this on recording mode just to make sure. I have no idea why that happened. Okay, then. I was like, wait a second. I don't have a robot like Sarah Lovecraft has a robot, and I don't have the little Nightbot or whatever that Randy has. So I was really confused there for a second. And this isn't, there's not enough of this head pin left, you guys, to like grab onto it. It's like there's enough to make a loop and go around 1.5 times, which is perfectly fine because I don't want a big loop up here because I am going to like hang this from there. So, and I'll likely do that by just cutting off the ball spacer on one of them. That way they match. I'll just cut the little ball off of one side of them. And then I will likely make ear wires with 2 of them. My little 5-second ear wires. So if you've never seen me do that, get ready, you're about to. So let's turn those. I made the other loop a little bit bigger than that. Like I said, there's not much of it left. I might be able to get this one started a bit better. But you see, man, I thought these were going to be like the ones that Sarah Lovecraft just like winds up around because they're a thinner gauge wire, but these are some strong little suckers. As long as I can get it around one full time, I will be happy. Because I like my little hybrid loops that aren't quite simple loops, but they're also not like full-on wrapped loops. I just make sure that the wire goes all the way around the loop at least once. Because I don't always like the distraction that like the wraps leave on top. So, okay, so we got those. Let's go ahead and cut the ball end off once, twice. I'm going to do a little simple loop since, well, my hybrid simple loop, which I will show you right now. So I just bent this at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and I like to come into that loop at a little bit of an angle. I feel it gives me a tighter like loop. And then I'm just going to rotate that down. And because I didn't keep a lot, which I could have done more, I might just kind of scooch that up with like by rolling it up a little bit tighter. And then, like I said, what side? Okay, there. So I couldn't tell what side. Ooh, I'm shaky today for some reason. So my hybrid, I'm going to take this off here to make it easier. My hybrid link is literally just a simple loop that I then take the wire around the back of it. Goodness, if you guys could only see how small these and thin these are, they're strong little suckers. Anyways, as long as I can get around one complete time, I'm good. And then I just go in and trim off the extra. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put one of these little raspberries as well, the like raspberry wash, and one of those up top. I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did at the other side. I'm gonna bend that. I'm gonna get right up close and personal with that. And I'm gonna bring it back around and under. This loop went much better than the last one. And I'm just gonna pull it around that one time so that it goes all the way around, but you don't see a lot of wraps because I don't know why. This is something I just started doing. It's something that used to not be a thing for me. Heather, you forgot to connect that. Well, we'll do that again. I did that on purpose, you guys. I just wanted you to see it twice. Not really. I know I'm goofy today. I'm excited. I'm going to see my granddaughter. So I'm a little bit on the goofy end, but for a good reason. Okay, so again, we're going to come down. So I have about 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to take my round nose plier and I'm going to get in at an angle into the angle itself. Bring it down, up, and under, and this one may end up being just a simple loop. Then I'm just going to kick that open. I'm going to attach it. But it's okay. It was a little happy accident because I had meant to put a spacer between the beads of the upper attachment. There we go. Okay, it's all the way around now. Okay, so now I can do just that. So do I want one at the bottom? No, I'll do one in between. So I'm just gonna pop one of these fire polish beads on. I'm going to pop the little spacer on, and I'm gonna put one of the like raspberry rondelles. They're not quite drugs because they're not quite round. They're very close, but they're not. So then all we need to do is fold that over, grab our round nose pliers, get right into the angle, up over the top till it's facing down. Rotate your pliers around till they're facing the mat. Make sure your loop is centered up on the around. And because I have more, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I don't need it to, I don't need to connect directly to the ear wire because I'm going to make them and it's easier to do it the way I'm going to do it. So we're going to take another one of our ball spacers and cut the little ball off about 3/4 of an inch down. Come directly into the angle. I hope you guys can see that I'm not like this would be straight. I'm in the crook itself. And I find that it makes for a nicer loop. Especially when I'm doing simple loops, which I'm not good at. So, thus the hybrid loop was formed. Okay, you guys got to remind me to attach the other side. So I'm going to have to put this one together upside down so that I can still connect this side. So we're just going to do the red. We're just going to pivot, guys. There's nothing wrong with a good pivot. There's no reason to waste another head pin for something as benign as just needing to do it upside down because I missed the loop. And maybe you guys have never seen this done before. So this could be a good lesson for you. So we're going to get it, bend it, get right in the crook of that angle, round around over. Cannot, Heather. You saw I almost did it, right? I almost wrapped this end up again. Woo! Ugh. It is going to be a little bit harder to wrap just because the bigger loop is in my way. So we're going to grab that Heather and wind it up around, and you're good. But I am going to have to fix my loopy loop because it got kind of mangled in that process. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, now they match. Okay, this is my 5-second ear wire, guys. Get all of this off this mat because I want you to be able to see really well. Because I'm so excited to like be able to show you my area and not like be embarrassed by it if I'm talking to somebody on video chat and like they see how messy it is. But okay, so I need where's my 6-step? There, like it's right there. Okay, so all it is, you take a ball head pin. You're gonna put it as snug as you can between the first and second barrel. You're gonna come up over the top until it meets. You're done. I like to work hard in that by putting it in the box joint going one way and the box joint the other way. And then I go in and I bend it a little bit better. And I do that rather than taking out my my bench block It takes more time. There's more tools. It's just not there. Okay, once that loop is done, you're going to face it away from whichever one you want. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do the 5th step. So you want this pointed away from the 5th step. And then you're just going to bring it up, over, and back. And like I said, these are like half-hearted. Wow. I might have to go to a smaller step just to get these to stay. Hold on. The first loop looked so delicate, and now it's okay though. I just need to keep this from being crooked. Again, although it doesn't seem to be necessary, I like to go all the way around. These would make really good ear wires for if someone in your life has gauges, because it's big and round enough to go around. And then I didn't mean to have a little kick, but since it's already there, we'll go ahead and do the rest of it. And then to attach our earrings, we're just going to go down and through and then close up that little thing back. And there you go. A very pretty. I love how it kind of cascades down. That's pretty. Okay, so we're going to do it again, and this time it really will be 5 seconds. I was showing you guys how to do it, so I was slow. So put it in between, roll it up and around. Squish, squish, away from where you want to wrap it, up, around, and back. And like I did last time, I think I'm going to try to pull it past a little bit. There we go. Much better. And that's how I got the little kick in it, by doing it that way. And you can kind of squish it a little bit with your fingers to get that loop a little better formed. And then just like the last one, squish, squish, squish. This one's still open a little bit more, so I'm just gonna do what I just did on the other side. And they may not be perfect pairs. It looks like this kick out is ever so slightly longer, so I'm just gonna tweak off the end instead. I will have to use my bezel cup to rework that, but that won't take long, and I'm not gonna do that here on the video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a little tool that Beading has that has like a little cup attachment, and it helps you round off your wire, and it works really well for when you're doing earrings so that this part isn't sharp or cutting anybody. I'm not going to put this one on, but I will put this one on because I didn't have to cut this side. I didn't have to cut the other side. I chose to. See, and this is why I don't like kicks. We're just going to hold it there. See, pretty. I have crooked ear holes. So the kick makes it hard for me to get it into my ear. Anyway, sorry. Okay, earrings done, check. Now, I think I'm still wanting to figure out how to stack those little spacers, and I might end up going back on what I said about the other ones, about not wanting to use them, because I'm wondering, I don't want to just do another pair of earrings, although that could be fun. What I'm wondering is if, like, we'll take a ball head pin. Like, if we have 3 of these on that are alternating and stacked, like, perfectly. So you'd want to get them there and then, like, kind of tuck them in. And then you did, like, one of these rounds. I just love the way that looks. Okay, Miss Brandy Brown, if you're keeping your last name. Or is Jefferson going to be Mr. Brown? Either works. Anyways, not my business. I love this stack. It's so pretty. What I was going to say, though, was that it could be cute to like alternate it. But I think this would need to be a little bit bigger or this to be a little bit smaller. But I genuinely really like the way that looks stacked like that. So that is something like if I was going to make components or whatever, I would want to make sure that they were tighter so that they stayed stacked like that. How have I been making jewelry this long and having never witnessed that happening? Weird. Okay, so we have these two ceramic beads. Here's the thing. They're not really the same color either. This one is darker, more this color. If you see them next to each other, they're more that color. These are more of the cherry red color. So I'm definitely going to use some more of my itty bitties. And I think, you guys, I'm just going to make a very simple bracelet with beading wire, obviously. I didn't say that, sorry. All of my beading wire got pulled up. You guys, I am doing a little testing for Bernie. He's had this and longa. Like, why is it still pulled up? Stringing material. It's like elastic. I will tell you there are a couple of things to take away. I have not fully used it. I made a bracelet for my son using it, and he can be hard on his bracelets. So he's going to test it. But what I did find, what happened is I didn't cut this like right. And you see what happens? It breaks. But here's the thing. If you cut it with a sharp instrument, it doesn't. And I like that this doesn't have to be pre-stretched. It's already down where it is. So there are other things that I have found that because it is already stretched, it's very noodly. I don't know how else to put it, but to say noodly, that's what it feels like. Ooh, now I kind of want to make a 2-strand bracelet with these. Might do that. Not with this. This is 1 millimeter and this is 0.7 millimeters. So I would probably do it with this. Even this looks different. Like this looks more rubber bandy to me. Oh, Heather, you weren't gonna do that until you took. Looks like I have to take a picture when I go to Birdie's. Because I want to do a full review and I don't have a picture of them yet. So here's the thing. See, this seems more translucent. Like, you see how this one is like, see how it's clear basically, and this is white? I want to see if this has the same problem when it comes to fraying. It only split twice. And as long as you cut it again, you're good. It is very easy to slide into any hole. It really was simple. Like I said, it was a little difficult to string this. I should probably be using, if I knew where my vice grip was, I would make myself a bead threader, which I should want to show you guys how to do. Yeah, I made this for my son and I picked these because, oh, come on, please focus. I want them to see. Okay, the points have like This is one spacer, right? There's a little ridged circle there, and then there's a smooth bead on top of it, and they're off center. So they stack much like these were stacking. And so it reminded my son's a gamer, and he is a Nintendo gamer. And it reminds me of the shells of the turtles, the ones at like the castle levels and whatever else. That's what they remind me of. This is his favorite color. I got these forever ago in a bead box from Sam's Bead box. And I wanted to try this out, so I went ahead and I finally made him his bracelet. Haven't given it to him yet. That's why it's on my desk. Like I said, he can be very hard on bracelets, so I want to see how that works out. So I'm wondering if I should use. I'm using smaller beads, so we can go ahead and still use the 1 mm. It really is very easy to get into the center of a. I also like this compact. There's one on either corner. I like that. So you don't have to waste quite as much if like your string ends there, but your string ends here, but there's not enough to get up and in. You don't have to like come back and put it in. So that's good. Less waste. Alrighty, let's see here. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's start with one of the little drugs. See how it's really noodly, you guys? Yeah, I might go down to the 0.7 after all. Like I said, I could make a beading tool. I just don't know where my vice grip is, which is silly because we spent all day organizing, but it was mainly focused on hanging up the wall pieces, and like the bigger jars and stuff. I'm moving like you guys know what I'm talking about. So I have this is huh. Anyways, I have several size bottles. I don't want to mess with that too much. We tried to do this using a particular thing, and it doesn't look like it's gonna be a good thing. Okay, hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. One of those shelves looked a little rickety, so I wanted to go ahead and take the jars off of it till Steve gets home and can look at it. That way I don't worry anything. But I was reminded that I have an entire jar of these in silver. See, that even doesn't look like look at how pretty that is. I'm so excited. I have silver ones that do that, so I'm happier. And maybe a little teeny tiny bit more willing to use it. So, okay, we're going to use the 0.7 again. It doesn't get any thinner, so I don't know what pre-stretching would do with this. So we're just going to get started. And I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and use these seed beads or not. Or if I just want to use my little, thinking we could do one of those. See, it's really noodly. No, I don't like that those are the same size. Okay, so we're going to start with the red one. I think we're going to put an itty bitty on. And then I think I want one itty bitty or two itty bitties. Maybe two. I don't think I'm going to end up being a fan of this in manga. I think I just like stretch magic. No, not two, just one. Which is weird because I love stacking spacers and bead caps and all that fun stuff. But I think we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to do a quick and easy stringing, alternating between the Druck Rondell whatever you want, however you say it, because they're not really one or another. And then what I'm thinking is when I get to the center, I can use the darker of the two and possibly, sorry guys. I know my hands are in really rough shape. So they are really dry, even though I put lotion on them, but I didn't put my wax on, and I should have because that helps more. And I didn't want to put any more lotion on because I was coming to do this, and I didn't want to have the beads slip and sliding out of my hand. And I'm hoping I'm going to have enough to do this full length of a bracelet. I most definitely, like, I've seen where people use stretch magic and they like put a really good knot on it and put a cord, clamshell, whatever you want to call it, on the end of it, and then use chain or something else. I would not recommend this be a medium for that because I think that it's going to fall apart as that metal unknowingly, it's just what it does, rubs up against it as you wear it. So I definitely wouldn't use this for this. And I tend to only do that with like the 1mm stretch magic because it just feels more secure to me. It's thicker. Okay, let's see where we're at real quick. I have my mandrel right there, but right now I just want to count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, so that would be 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I really going to be? Oh no, 6. Okay, I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a couple of extra drugs. Should I need more length at the back, I could use those, but I do want to use the darker of the two, which is this one, these bicones. And I'm wondering if I might want to go to that through with the one of the fire polish at the end, because then you're not going from the itty bitty drop to this large bead. And I think I kind of I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna try putting one of the littles on, one of the bigs. Do I want two of the bigs, or I think I want to start. And these itty bitty ones, it is very difficult to tell if they're bronze or antique bronze or antique copper. So they tend to go with both of those options. So yeah, so I did 2 of the small ones. I'm gonna do 2 of the big ones. Gonna put this through the center. Let's see. I don't think I like that. I think I will like it with just one little one. I think 2 little ones just make it way too obvious that it's much smaller than these snowflakes are. Sheriff stars are the 5 points. I looked that up while I paused and took some bottles off the wall. Because they weren't falling, but they weren't really stuck either. So I'm going to have to have my hubby look at that when he gets home. Now let's put this on here. Yes, I like that much better. If you could see it, would be nice, right? So then we're going to put 2 more of these antique copper snowflakes. Also, daisy spacers are one where all of these little balls are connected. Because I looked that up too. Because I'm a nerd like that. Okay, and then we're just going to go back down the other end. And if it turns out that we don't need all of these beads, I can take off from either end. But this is going to be like our maximum length. Outside, we do have a couple of extra of the extra drugs that we can use at the ends if we need a little bit more length at the back or at the ends, because I guess there won't be a back because it's a stretch bracelet. So let's just hope that there's enough length. I'd much rather, you guys, I'm telling you, they're rough. The glue, that's what happens when I use glue. And even though that was just GS Hypo, and GS Hypo doesn't necessarily mess with me, I didn't rub my hands together and get it off right away. So the glue was sitting on my hand longer than it should have been. But GS Hypo and or I use come on, go on. Thank you. I use other Gorilla Glue, but I use the precision points, so I don't really touch anything as far as that's concerned. I use that when I'm gluing stuff into a collage or. So yeah, so far my first impressions of this string are it has its place and its use in certain things. I like the translucency of this better. I like that it doesn't have to be pre-stretched, therefore it shouldn't have to what am I trying to say? You shouldn't have to worry about it like becoming loose and not holding its elasticity. And if I remember correctly, I think elasticity or stretch magic, one of those two, if not both, are beat along projects. Okay, now that I said that, we gotta find out for real. Because I don't want to give you guys so elasticity is beat along. What was the other one? Stretch magic. Stretch magic is who owns Stretch Magic? I hope you guys aren't annoyed that I'm doing this. It's just a brand all on its own. By the Pepperell Braiding Company. They were originally a shoelace manufacturer, and they are now the owner of the Stretch Magic brand. So, the more you know, right? Isn't that what we heard from PBS? Or was that ABC? One of the two channels used to always do like the star, and it would be like, the more you know, meaning the more you know, the stronger you are. Whether it be because you're more informed, whatever the purpose is. In case any of you are wondering what I mean when I said my wax for my hands, I will show you after I am done using this. I actually got it when I got my tattoo and have continued to purchase it afterwards because I really like, come on, turkey. I really like the way that it moisturizes my hands without making them slippery, especially when I'm beading. Okay, I need to check the length of this now because obviously I would rather it the pattern to be a continuous pattern, which would mean that I'd have to end without a druck on the one side. So we're just gonna do a little slippy knot. Let's see, that's a, oh no, it's not. Okay, so if it's all the way, it's right at 6 inches, which for people like Randy, it would be perfect. Do I want to go ahead and put another, oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just found another one. Oh, thank you, beading gods. Thank you for smiling down on me fondly and not making my project just a bit too short. I never really needed to count it out because it is a stretch bracelet, so I don't know why I did that, but I'm so happy right now. You have no idea. Because now I should be good because that's about what I needed. Let's see if it measures better. Now, much better. Now it's 6.5. And that's without me like sliding it down a little bit more. Okay, so when I do this type of stretch bracelet and I don't double strand it, which I am going to try out with this product, I just am not quite sure where we put my pin vise, and I would definitely want to have that. Oh no, I wouldn't need my pin vise. Still, I will do another bracelet using this stuff. So I'm just going to go right over left. You have to cut this off first. Again, you're going to want to use very sharp scissors so they don't, it doesn't start to fray. Okay, I don't want to buckle it. So I did over once. I'm going to do a surgeon's knot. Pull it tight. I'm going to pass right over left, left over right in the middle, and we're going to do another surgeon's knot. Now, you could keep what I have found with this product is that I could keep making as many knots as I need to. And you see, that's 2 surgeon knots, or no, 3 surgeon's knots that passed all the way under. And that will fit inside this itty bitty druck. No problem. I'm probably going to try to move the knot down through the, I should have put the daisy spacer on the other side if I was thinking. Oh, I might get stuck having to put it. Oh, that's so annoying. It's okay. It's okay. We will be just fine. It's a small knot. It will fit in the middle. So obviously I need my handy dandy Geotypo, which I've never gotten a bottle that doesn't get all jacked up. Drives me crazy. And I just dropped. Okay, good. Luckily, this had some like built up glue on it. Okay. And a tip I got was that you don't ever want to touch your glue with you don't ever want to touch your sorry, I'm trying to get this in. with the tip of your, like, the glue. You want to, here, sorry, I gotta rub that off my hands or I will have more issues. Then I'm going to snip this pretty close and slide that, the glue in the knot inside of the druck, and it is gone. I will go back and rub off any glue adhesive residue that's needed. There's a little bit right there, but you can see it's nice. And now that it's knotted correctly and everything, this is still going to be a smaller bracelet. It would fit Randy perfectly. The fearless leader at Thunderbush sentence. I like that, guys. So I like that there's a little geometrical drama with these earrings. I like that I've got this cute little stretch bracelet and that these like interlock with each other like Lincoln Logs. Makes you very happy. Okay, I'm not saying that I won't make with any more of this because I really do think I want to make a double strand bracelet with this. But I think I want to go play with the other one for a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, the Found Objects challenge is something that Randy Brown from Thunderhorse Descendants created to send you a little packet of goodies. You have to send her 3 pictures, one of your entire set, pictures along the way, and of a finished product with at least 1 bead from a Found Objects channel. So had I used this and this only, that counts in the official rules. For me personally, I'm going to challenge myself a little bit more than that. So I've got some of these druck rondelles, whatever it is that you want to call it, them left over. It looks like I have 8, 9, 10, 11 of those left. I have all of my cubes left. I'm trying to decide if I wish they were a little bit bigger because I have some really cute bows. I might use that. These are cute. They will definitely be used. If they're used throughout this project, they will. Why do I keep putting stuff up there? They will likely be used as something else because they're like bright silver and clear. And so I don't know that it necessarily goes with this, but I could be wrong. Somebody else could see it. So I'm excited, guys. Pair of earrings, a bracelet. We'll be back. Thank you guys for coming. I would really appreciate it if you would like this video. If you're not a subscriber, if you could please subscribe and change your notification bell to all so that you never miss a release of one of my videos. Again, it would be greatly appreciated. Drop me a note down on the bottom if you ever have questions about anything. TT's Trinkets and Treasures related. My email address is the exact same title as my name, only and is spelled out at gmail.com. So TT's Trinkets and Treasures at gmail.com. Feel free to send me an email, leave me a comment below, and we'll go from there. Until next time, you guys, as always, happy beading.